This week on the Push Pull Legs podcast, we are hot and exhausted.
Alright, going in 3, 2, 1. Oh my god, it's hot.
Hey guys, welcome to the Push Pull Legs podcast with myself, Damik.
And me, Tom Hall, or what is formerly known as Tom Hall, just sweating in a
Might
drip.
be too hot. It might be too hot,
mate.
It's too hot.
I think that's what everybody needs to hear, that it's just a bit hot.
Fuck me, right? I'm telling you now, there is definitely different thermometers for the UK and the rest of the world. Whenever I'm abroad on holiday, 30 degrees never feels like this, ever. In the UK, 30 degrees just feels like 50. Like, I swear I've been abroad, and it's been 32, 33, and I'm loving it. I actually don't mind the heat abroad. It's just in the UK, it's like this horrible, stuffy. I think it's also related to your frame of mind. Like, obviously, if you're working, you're just like, oh, it's hot. Whereas if you're not working and you're off, it'd be different. But oh my god, it's minging. Horrible, horrible, horrible weather.
Yeah, I mean, it should crash down by about 10 degrees, right, in the next couple of days.
I think there's thunderstorms coming that are supposed to be as hot but only rainy.
But, they've been saying thunderstorms. It was meant to be thunderstorm today. Baking, 34 degrees, brilliant all day.
Yeah.
And then it'll be tomorrow. I'll be like, it's gonna be the same, isn't it? Oh, bonkers though. One positive though that has happened yesterday, took full advantage of the Eat Out to Help Out scheme, because obviously my flat doesn't, well, as most places don't in the UK, don't have aircon. But with the Eat Out to Help Out scheme, I could go to a aircon cafe bar place, sit and do my work there, and only spend £5. And I had breakfast and coffee.
Wow.
And sat there for 3 hours. I was like, yes, so good. Yeah. So I was using my brain there. I was kind of working from home, laptop based crap all day. I got similar thing tomorrow, and I might do it tomorrow. If you're in and around the area, you'll find me in the lobby of the Stratford, right next to the aircon. Ordering some eggs Benedict. Oh, it was so funny though when we got there. They were like, oh, we ordered, and then they came back. They're like, oh, we haven't got any bread. I was like, what? They're like, yeah, sorry, do you want to change your order? And I was like, well, I do, but the lunch menu, all I want is a BLT. And I was like, you won't have bread for that, will you?
Yeah, I actually really want a sandwich right now, and that's not going to happen, is it?
And I was like, there's Waitrose just around the road. I was like, I won't be offended if you just serve me Waitrose bread. I was like, I'm fine with that. That's absolutely fine. And I'm sure. No, they definitely do. They must do. I've seen one of the restaurants that, or restaurant cafe wine bars that one of my clients own. I've seen them walk in with Waitrose bread. Because they were short and they just ran off to Waitrose and back.
There you go.
Because they were like, we've got to have it on the menu. What's going to be worse? Not having it at all, or having something that's probably pretty good. It's absolutely fine. People won't know the difference. So that was fun. But Danny boy's got a new puppy.
I have, yeah. That's why I was just looking right over my shoulder then. I was thinking, you can hear something, you're like, oh my god, you just got to check and stuff. It's Frankie, it's all right. He's got a bone. It's fine.
All right.
Got a toy bone.
Not a dog in his mouth. Good.
So yeah, we got Molly yesterday, and yeah, she's so fucking cute. It's ridiculous. And yeah, she's really. So far been quite well behaved as well. But Frankie was a bit put out. I think first few hours that she was here, he was a bit he didn't like it so much. But now they're fine. They're getting on all right. They're sort of playing and stuff and barking at each other and growling and all the playful stuff that they're supposed to do, which is good. That's exactly the reason we got her, was to be but she just kind of plays for 10 minutes and she's dead to the world. She's knackered. Sleeps. So it's at the moment you think he's a bit frustrated with the lack of enthusiasm that she shows throughout the day. Plus when it's really hot as well, it was just a bit
I bet, yeah. Molly's like, what is this? This is awful.
Yeah. Well, it's only going to get better for, isn't it? So yeah, there's that, and yeah, it's been good to be fair. Like, it's obviously going to be tough next few weeks with us sleeping and stuff, but it is what it is. I say that as I'm yawning.
No, great.
Last night she was like fucking up at 2, 4 and 5, 12, 2 and 4 and 5, and then Laura had to get up with them at 5. So they wouldn't go back down to sleep, so it was just like brilliant.
Nice.
So yeah, that combined with the heat has made for a really, really fun day today, as you can imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're thinking about a puppy, but we're holding off through the heat and through the summer, seeing what their working hours kind of post-COVID.
Wait a year, you can have one.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, but no, it was good. It was a long old drive to pick her up, but it was all right. It was worth it in the end. But yeah, we'll have to see what develops. And then Mike goes away on holiday on Sunday, and we're looking after his sausage dog for 10 days as well. So we're gonna have 3.
Hey, this is gonna be so much sausage around yours.
Yeah, there's usually loads of sausage at mine anyway. Don't worry about it. So yeah, it's fine. But yeah, hopefully it'll take the heat off Molly a little bit, because Luna's like, Mike's dog's like 6 months old, so she'll be able to play with Frankie a lot, and Molly will be able to just rest in peace when she wants to. So it'd be nice. But yeah, well, it'll be fun and games.
My ventures on Sunday was fully dog related. There was 7 of them running around.
The thing is, as well, like we found, is like actually he was more of a pain with just on his own, because
they are more of a pain on their own, and like when there's that many, it's like you just got to check up on them, making sure one's not killing the other. But especially because they're like, Jasper's super young, so that's my housemate's dog. He's only like 4 or 5 months old, and like we kind of want to introduce him to Robbie, who's a bit of a twat and not very smart, but the most kind of unconditional lover. Basically, you can do anything to him, but he's always going to come back smiling to you, which is like super cute. But yeah, then got 6 other dogs, soon to be in 7. My sister's gonna have. I think my sister's fiance's got a dog hoarding problem, so they're gonna have 5 by the end of this week.
Jesus.
They are. She is a vet, and he is a dog horse physio something. I don't know.
Bit different, dog and horse.
Apparently, if you can do dogs, you can do horses, or the other way around, one of the two. Apparently, the degree's in the same thing. Like, here's a dog, here's a horse. You're like, just put like, we always like laugh if they're like, bring a really big dog. You're like, that's not a horse. You're like, no, it is. Yeah, you're the right vet. It's like, I'm an equine vet. No, that's definitely not a horse. You're like, that's a massive dog. Like, I could do those as well. It'll be fine.
Learn something new every day.
Yeah, but apparently. But yeah, dog talk, mate. It's good fun. I like them all running around. It's good. It's good. How is Bicep? Is the blitz still happening? I believe. Everybody.
Yeah, 4 weeks, 4th week they're on to now, and like some of them are absolutely smashing it, which is good to see. Yeah, they're doing really, really well. Like better than we thought. Like, not that we're saying we didn't think they do well, but we obviously didn't know what to expect. Yeah, we didn't know what to expect with it, I suppose, is probably the main thing. So it was kind of hard to know, where we thought things were going to be pitched. So to see them doing so well is great, and such a large majority of them as well doing well is good. So
especially with the group coaching angle, it's like you obviously got all of the people doing it like together, so they've got themselves as accountability, which is great. It's like the group classes, but then they can't beat the kind of one-to-one, like, I don't know, prep, and being able to go and just ask you questions straight away with one-to-one coaching. It's never going to get replaced. So I guess it's the same with one-to-one PT. It's always going to be a little bit more care, or maybe not better progress, not quicker progress, but maybe more foundational like knowledge and education through the one-to-one PT or coaching. Maybe it lasts for longer, or you get answers to things quicker. You don't kind of free balling it as much. Yeah. That's the issue, isn't it? So, but you see, like, obviously the gyms have been open 3 weeks. Is it 3 weeks now? Ish.
Is it 3?
It's 2.
It's gone quick, hasn't it?
3. Don't know. I feel like I think this is the 3rd week. But yeah, some people are taking it seriously in the gym. Some people aren't. I told you about like this 2 lads that we told off about 3 times, and then had the cheek to complain to membership about us. And I was like, you can complain all you like you can do what you like. I'm probably not gonna get fired from you complaining about me. It's absolutely fine. Yeah, it's just moronic stuff like not cleaning your stuff when we're meant to be not putting it back, which is just common decency anyway. And then drinking like out of a fountain, which is only meant to be used for like refilling water. It's like it's literally pointing down. You have to invert yourself to get your mouth anywhere near it. And then why would no, I don't want to use that one now. I have to go and clean it. Awful, inconsiderate bastards, mate.
Mate, that sums up the country though, to be fair. Like it's just, I just said to you before, like me and Mike have just this last week put out a few Facebook ads just to test the water a little bit with it and stuff like that with Suck and things. And some of the comments, mate, are just fucking incredible. Like you just realise how like stupid people are. Like the majority of people. Like I just obviously, you know, you keep your circle fairly small, don't you? But you know, I just can't believe these people exist, and you forget that they exist. You know, and you're just like, oh my god. And it sounds a bit snobby, but it's not meant to come across that way. But fuck me, like, how do these people get by sometimes? You know, like just like idiotic like comments about stuff. And then there was one guy commented, and Mike commented back, and he was just like, he said something. He was like, he got really uptight and really defensive, and Mike was like, replied, he's like, you like threw shade at me first, and I was just commenting back, having a bit of banter, and you've just like completely gone off on one, and like got really offended by something, and it was just like not even that bad. And it was just funny how like people think that whole like faceless thing, people think they can just say whatever they want because it's like on an ad and stuff like that, and it I suppose to a degree it is, because you kind of look at it and go, oh, you're just a fucking moron, mate. But yeah, there was one guy today, and it was like, we put a video up about intermittent fasting, and one of the comments was like, oh, you're clearly fucking 10 years behind the science, like it's been shown that intermittent fasting does work. And I was just like, I'm not even gonna bother responding to this guy, like he's just a fucking idiot. Anyway, so then Mike commented and was just like, shows the science then, kind of thing. And he screenshotted links to Google pages. He went on Google, typed in intermittent fasting science, and then screenshotted the first like 20 things that came up, like not even like the actual things, just the links to the websites, right? And then Mike was like, no, that doesn't mean that's research, kind of thing. And anyway, he went back and forth, and then one of the comments was, oh, I don't believe in calories in, calories out. Anyway, it's about the hormone profile of people and this sort of stuff. And I was just like, yep, okay, we're going now. See you later, mate. Like, done. Catch you in a bit. Yeah, and it's just like, you just forget. I just, like, I think sometimes with my content, like, I get in a bit of a slump with it, but I forget how little people know, and I need to just go back to basics so often with things. But I don't, because I don't enjoy that sort of content, for one. But number two, I think if I have to explain that to people, it's like, it's a waste of my fucking time. Like, I need you to be up at this level with me before I can talk about stuff. Like, I can't handle that whole, no, it doesn't matter. Like, it's just about calories. Like, don't worry about it. And they're like, no, I saw this thing. And you're like, no, I know though. It's my job to make sure I know. Like, don't worry. But then they think you're being one of the big pharma ones that's paid off or whatever. And you're just like, okay, bye. Like, you know, see you in a bit.
I've had it like actually over the last couple of days. So both my housemates are not into like fit. Well, they like they go to the gym. They like to eat, I guess. That's fine. But it's interesting the connotation of healthy, of and what I eat as well. Because I was complaining that I was having chicken and waffles. They were like, "You're the most unhealthiest PT I've ever seen." And I was like, having fucking chicken and waffles, like takeaways. I'm like, yeah, it's fine. I was like, I won't eat it tomorrow. It's fine. And the connotation with healthy, I had back and forth of like, yeah, anything could be healthy. Anything's gonna fill up my micronutrients or my minerals or my macronutrients to be fine, just in moderation. Just like it depends on the quantity of what you're having. It's like whether it be healthy. I was like, can I have chocolate? It could be healthy. Absolutely fine. It's not an unhealthy food. If too much of it could be unhealthy. A little bit of it.
That's the thing people don't get. I just like, genuinely,
it's such an emotional attachment to it. It's like, that's unhealthy. I'm like, it's not. Like, I don't understand why you don't stop saying stuff's unhealthy and then feeling bad and not having it because you're not going to enjoy it, and then you don't eat for enjoyment anymore. Like, and that's bad to take away from that. But Those people, it was interesting that, like, I was talking about this the shopping cart because those people who are fucking around and doing like stuff or like bad mouthing on those posts, or like who won't follow this through, or the twats that are in the gym. Have you ever seen the shopping cart litmus test?
No.
The shopping cart theory, how the shopping cart is like the ultimate litmus test for human decency, or whether you're a nice person. Because it's not illegal to not take it back, but it doesn't actually have to. You don't have to really do anything, but for you to return it to the place where it's meant to be used again, requires a slight bit of kind of human decency and effort. Yeah. But if you don't, then you're a prick, and you just leave it there for somebody else to clear up. But it's the shopping cart, because it's not illegal. It's just kind of immoral. I don't know, amoral, really. But yeah, the shopping cart litmus test. That was interesting. It's a good judge of character, whether you'll take your trolley back or not. Just think about that. Think about that, Dan. Do you take your trolley back? Get the quid out. I bet you do. I
don't usually pick up stuff. Oh, you mean the shopping trolley, as in like the actual trolley?
Yeah.
Well, you always put the trolley back.
Of course. Then you might be an okay person. There's people that don't, Dan.
No, I'm sure there are these fucking people probably. Yeah.
Anyway,
it's just funny, isn't it? It's just funny when you think how many millions of people there are in the world, and you just think, fucking hell, like, how do they get by in life, you know?
Well, that moves on to, like, I wrote a post today for PCC. I think it's coming up next week. It was just about keeping it simple as well, based off those people who are looking for the hormone response. Because I thought it was a case of a few people in and around us are feeling like, I don't know, is August a traditional time? You're more of a weight loss coach than I am. Is it a traditional time for people to lose progress in weight loss or not?
Yeah, August is always a bad month for people. Like, again, we always find with coaching, we always get less people want to sign up for coaching in August.
Yeah.
As well. So that's always been a thing. Whether it's related to schools, holidays, things like that, don't know. But yeah, notoriously, it's always a bit of a quieter time, and people do struggle a bit more. I think it's because they're going out a bit more, socialising. Obviously, think right now probably a bit more so than have been previously. So it's been a bit of a thing for people.
So yeah, I wrote a little, like, just a checklist to client progress plateau. It's so simple, because we talk about this a lot, like meat and potatoes of your program, or like what you're meant to be doing. And if you haven't got these things and you're looking for like your protein content all the time, or getting bored with that and realizing that maybe, I'm just like, I'm a little bit under my calorie count, or I've overeaten this, but then one of these factors is off, then you fucked it anyway. So number 1, drink plenty of water. Shock. Keep hydrated. Number 2, lift some weights. Follow Dan's plan.
That's it.
Number 3, for more like social psychological, was reach out and talk, communicate with like a friend or family member. This is kind of a daily checklist. See, that's, I think, pretty keeps people sane. I think we're both a little bit more sane after the podcast than pre, because we're like,
fucking hell, mate. Pre is depressing, isn't it? Eh?
Pre is depressing. We're normally like, I've been working all day. Jesus Christ, why do we do this so late?
Yeah.
Number 4, eat your fruit and veg. Boom. Doesn't matter how much. Do you ask your clients to track fruit and veg? As in calorie content, or just like putting it in?
No, as in like, tell me you've eaten it.
Like, yeah, just say you've eaten it, please. All good. Take a walk outside and get some fucking air. That's big. I realise it's hard, like, for some people, but I think that's like, so. This is a big one, especially now with how hot it is, or maybe people worrying about work and jobs and stuff. Is sleep fucking 8 hours if you can. Get some sleep, because I'm going to guarantee that we've both had clients that maybe they've thinking that they've missed their protein goal, or they've overeaten by about 100 calories, and that's the reason why they're not losing their weight, or they're convinced that their weight is just plateaued, or they're not progressing, and chances are that stress and sleep normally happens. And then number 7 is do something you love. Isn't that nice to?
Oh, like cute, Tom. That's cute. But yeah, we spoke at me and Mike spoke at Christopher Bailey's event. And Callum from the Muscle Metanols was there, and one of the questions they asked him was, out of all the data they track, what is consistently the stuff that they look at? And he was saying how across the board, like obviously with all the clients they track and that sort of data they track, they said that literally you can track your results alongside and correlate to sleep, resting heart rate, and blood pressure. He's like, those three things. And he was like, basically because the resting heart rate and blood pressure, stress, sleep is going to be important to counteract that. He was like, those three things, measure those. If they're all okay, you're fine. He was like, you can tick all those boxes and stuff like that, which I thought was fascinating when he sort of went into it, because he said there's a few things they've stopped tracking, but he was like, they're three things with everyone. They can predict most people, like they're just like, yep, that's going to happen. That's going to happen based on that information. So
that's super, like, I mean, especially as we've gone further in our coaching journeys as well. There's my online clients will know this whenever I give them their plans or whatever, especially with like weights, and I'm sure a lot of PTs aren't very meticulous about writing down their loads anyway, but there's some that get really bogged down with, it's got to equal that volume load, and that's how much you're meant to be hitting every single time. But there'll be certain stuff that I won't even bother. I'll just be like, just lift what feels heavy that day, or lift enough for that day, and it'll only be like 1 or 2 lifts that I'm really concerned about throughout the whole week. I'm like, I just want you to track your trap bar deadlift and your bench press. Those are the 2 lifts that you're doing those weights on. Those are the things that I want to see, and then you're just going to do junk around it. That's just a realization of like, not everything fucking matters all the time, and maybe those are the lifts that I'm periodizing, none of the others. Like, you can sack off all your bicep curls as much as possible. They're probably not going to have much of an effect on what you're doing for trap bar deadlifting, so it'll be okay. The only thing I have to be concerned about is like CNS fatigue, especially with like sprints or high velocity sprints and stuff like that. But people don't realize that how much like a 50-yard compared to a 10-yard sprint would be is massive on the CNS. So it's interesting how like data, there was obviously a drive with, say, like Steve Hall is really meticulous about tracking lots and lots of stuff and all the MRVs and all that kind of stuff, and then you're like, okay, but it's just bringing it back for us as coaches. We're very much meat and potatoes, and it's just like, those are the things I want you to do. But then again, you're like, all right, do I need to keep telling you this? Yep, we need to keep telling our clients this the whole time. So maybe it might just twig, like, the penny might drop.
You never know. Some people, the thing is, with some people, I think you have to let them fail. Like I'm a firm believer with that. Like, you have to. We preach the simple stuff now, but when I was 20, did I? No, to be fair. Like, you have to just let people try it, make the mistakes, and you'll be, you'll be all right in the long run. That's why I think at this age now, like, I work with a lot of people who are similar age to me in a similar place in their life, because they just don't want to deal with that shit. They just don't want to deal with it. They don't want to have to think about it. They just want to be told simple shit, do it well, and crack on. Like, I think that's the biggest thing is, we don't talk about supplements. We don't talk about intermittent fasting, because it's like, it doesn't matter. Like, I have some clients who skip breakfast, but I don't call it intermittent fasting. I call it skip your fucking breakfast, because you did it like one day. It's not, the end of the world. And I just think it's sometimes it's people wanting to outdo people and one up people by thinking that they know more. And the reality is, we know all this stuff, and we know that it doesn't fucking matter, but people like to think that they've got the magic or the secret, and they like to portray that they have, and they feel like everyone needs a niche and all that sort of stuff. And it's just the reality is, it all works if applied, with application, and people actually do put the work in. It'll work. Of course it will. It's inevitable. But the point is, you've got to find that way for each person, because not everyone can intermittent fast. Not everyone can, do a body part split and train 6 days a week. It's about finding which thing works for the person in front of you. And people forget that. We still have to say that to PTs now. We still have to go over the same thing with them. Oh yeah, never thought about that. What, you never thought about changing your program to fit your client? You thought your client had to fit your program. Like, it happens regularly, and that's the bog standard PT. I speak to a few people who are wanting to get into it and wanting to go down that route, and I'm like, trust me, like, just if you care about people and you're going to put the effort in to create a program that's designed for them specifically, you're ahead of 95% of PTs. Like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Like, one of the guys at the weekend said, oh yeah, online coaching was saturated. It's not saturated.
It's not saturated.
It's not saturated. It's full of fucking morons If you think you're a moron, then yes, it's saturated. But good people who give a shit about people, it really is not saturated.
Yeah, was there some interesting questions from the weekend?
Yeah, so like you know what we're like, we're a bit orthodox in terms of how we go about things and how we do it, but the message was all very much the same, which is like have conversations with people, be a human being and all that sort of stuff. But our approach was very much like people will align with you when they align with your family values, you know, your sense of humor, you know, how you train, how you eat, like they'll align with that sort of stuff. And we were talking about having conversations around what your favorite monster is, what your favorite ice cream is, not, oh, do you want to lose fat, or do you want to lose gain muscle or whatever. It's like people don't want to have those conversations. They want to be entertained, they want to be interested in you and like see a behind the scenes, like what the life's like, all that sort of shit. So it was quite interesting because not many people I think had thought about that. And like connecting with people essentially is the main thing, like we found with the podcast, right? It's like we don't talk loads about fitness and nutrition stuff anymore, really. We probably just chat away. Maybe that's a bad thing. People are going to tell us it's a bad thing, but it's the reason that people are probably still listening is that they resonate with us and the way we do things for whatever reason. There'll probably be some people who listen to a few episodes and went, oh, these guys aren't geeky enough, they don't go into the detail enough, and that's great. Yeah. Go somewhere else then, because you ain't going to get it with us. And it's just literally about doing that, about aligning with people and going, look, that's just the way I like things done. And if you align with their, you know, ice cream taste, their cereal taste, their burger toppings, you're going to align with them better, and they're going to be more likely to be someone you want to spend time with, spend money with, to help you achieve your goals. That's the reality. Like, I know that a lot of online coaches out there could all help me, but I'm going to pick the one that I think I'm going to get on best with.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah, it's no point like picking a coach that you hate talking to. Jesus Christ. We've all had those clients that we
all my clients have that. And they don't, you know, I don't want to have that as well.
Yeah. We've all been there in terms of having a client that you don't want to speak to, and you're like,
we basically said as well, like it's okay to not like someone. Like, it's like you're not gonna have people who don't like you. That's fine. Like that guy who fucking bums intermittent fasting. It's like it's not a problem if you don't like me. I don't care. Because by you not liking me, it means that other people will like me because I've put stuff out there that's going to make people form an opinion of me. And that's the difference. Like it's about, you know, like all the people that have got big followings and stuff, same way, same thing. They're a certain way. Some people don't like it, some people do.
Yeah, and guess what? Hopefully the people who don't like it will just not follow you and won't comment.
That's the theory. Isn't it? But I mean,
it doesn't really happen, does it?
Apparently, when they see paid ads, they decide to comment.
We tend to like mute or unfollow. That's what I tend to do now. But there was a point, then we were a bit angry, and we used to like comment on stuff and be like, "Oh, I'll troll it a little bit, be fine."
Yeah,
offer another side of the story. We did it just to rile people up. But yeah, we've all been there. That's the fact.
Yeah, that's the thing and that's why I don't get involved anymore. I just can't be bothered. Like, it doesn't help me, doesn't help my clients, so I don't bother.
Not got the time. Which maybe just kind of like, you can't be bothered. Women's Health put an interesting post out, mate. I thought I don't know, it just grabbed me. It's probably good from a post. It grabbed me, isn't it? It was mainly because Dan portrays this every time we start before show and the title of that post is exhaustion. It just resonated. Is a noun apparently. A state of extreme physical mental tiredness. So they gave like symptoms of exhaustion. It's an interesting thing, but I think this is meant to be for women. I think it would apply to you.
Probably.
Obviously these people, like, in terms of symptoms, I think it was interesting. But if you I don't know if you agree, or like it's like staying with physical mental tiredness. So you can't think straight.
That's my life in general.
That's you're more than stressed out. Not really, like your usual healthy go-tos have been replaced by chocolate bars, crisps, and Coke. Interesting. I hope that's the drink. Number 4, you find yourself counting sheep one too many nights in a row. I'm guessing that means sleepless, right?
Probably.
Anxious sleeper. Are you an anxious sleeper?
No.
Nope. Nor me. Your lips are constantly cracked and dry.
Nope.
No, that's an interesting one. I don't think is that due to, I can't imagine that's due to exhaustion. You can't bear the thought of the gym, and when you manage to drag yourself there, your PBs or PRs have significantly dropped. Yeah. That's only if the gym's your thing, right? Doesn't have to be. Your mood is tumultuous, to say the least.
Maybe I'm exhausted.
You're a moody fucker. You're a moody fucker. You feel short of breath, even when you're doing nothing at all. That is down to your cardio and CV training, my friend.
Yeah.
You seem permanently to have an office cold.
No.
That's a weird one, isn't it? I don't know many people who have that. Your sofa is fast becoming your BFF. Oh.
I wish I had time to spend on the sofa. Fucking hell.
Yeah. It's an interesting one. I thought it's a bit like namby-pamby, that. I thought in terms of exhaustion, I think it's that's kind of like yeah. We obviously come from a state of like kind of right, or make yourself work then, like can not get over it, but chill out, have a few days off, recharge, do something you want to do, and then go again. But I guess we're a little bit more straight talking.
Yeah, some of that's just a bit flaky, isn't it?
Incredibly, mate. Incredibly. Moving on to there was one last thing I want to talk about because I was writing stuff on cadence, Dan.
Cadence.
In terms of running.
That sounds riveting.
Yeah, I know. It was just like some people with quick tips for running, essentially, because it was just I don't know. I was talking with some trainers or around this, and there seemed to be a lot of confusion on how to like adjust people's running, and like quick fixes. So if you're then obviously running was big during COVID, and it seems like a lot of people are still doing it, especially with the weather's decent. There's going to be like a lot of 5Ks that start up again. But in terms of cadence, that's like how many foot strikes you're doing per minute. Aim for 180. So get yourself a Metron app, go on Spotify, type in 180 beats per minute. If that seems too fast, try to work out your own one, and then add about 5 to 10% cadence on it. And then that is going to quickly get rid of something called vertical oscillation, Daniel, which is when your torso goes up and down too much and your hips don't go underneath quick enough. Yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
It can cause you to overstride, so vertical oscillation, if you want to look at that. But yeah, cadence, just think cadence, and it's going to sort out about 3 issues all in one, which are all people think are complicated, but I'm going to guarantee your running economy will drop. But a quick tip, mate. Quick tip. 180 is pretty fast. Have you ever done it?
I was about to say, it sounds very quick.
It is, yeah. It's like, but it just causes you to be a little bit more underneath your hips, so you don't judder up and down. You don't waste energy anywhere else, and it increases propulsion. Especially this is for like kind of, let's say 3Ks up, 5Ks upwards. So for those kind of runners, not sprinting. Don't want this for sprinting at all. You're not gonna get very far by like juddering the ground.
No.
A lot. Yeah, interesting, mate. Yeah, I feel like you're gonna fall asleep.
I feel like I am.
I think we're gonna keep this one short, if I'm honest. So we're half an hour through, but I'm gonna ask you one more thing, Daniel. Just because I've written it here, is because we're in hot weather. What are you eating right now?
Not a lot, to be fair. Like my appetite just goes.
I've literally written summer food, and just to see what people are eating.
So I've been drinking a lot of fucking Diet Cokes and stuff like that. But yeah, I have breakfast. I'm having yogurt because it's just easy. It's cold. Lunch, I had like a chicken wrap, and then for dinner, I had a chicken burger with rice and a pepper. Like not a lot, like just cold, as much of it as cold as possible. Loads of fluid. Like what else have I had today? I had a bit of fruit, ice cream after my dinner. I had but nowhere near as much. Like it just goes straight away, my appetite, this sort of weather. And I can't be bothered to make anything either. Like the thought of it is just like, oh effort. If I was like out and about, I'd buy stuff. I think definitely I'd be like tempted by stuff cold.
Yeah.
But when you're at home, you just can't bother to make it yourself.
I know what you mean. It's weird, isn't it?
I bet you've had like iced coffees, haven't you? Whereas I don't have anywhere to just go and get iced coffee.
I smash iced coffee like it's going out of fashion. But because I've been working from home a lot, like I haven't really been, or I've been like going to a client's house to train or going to the park and like just there, and I know I've got to get back for doing some work or filming. I've just been smashing like Califia. Like, yeah, that's going out of fashion, mate. Yeah, ice creams. I had a 99 on down at Malden Promenade on Sunday. It was great. It was good. They are great, no matter what. Just a gold standard of ice cream. Cost me
it's different when the sun hits it as well, isn't it? It's something different about it.
It cost me about £1.80, but yeah.
Can't believe they're no longer 99p. It should be called 1.99s now.
Outrageous. But the vendor accepted cash, so I was like, wow. I'll give you some cash for old times.
Allowed to do that? Allowed to do that? Hey.
I think some have started to, like Pret have actually got a cash aisle, like cash bit till, which is only cash, because they've realised we're probably losing some money here because there's some people that will just have change on them and want to buy a coffee. But yeah, the eat out thing. But yeah, I've just been like bad, isn't it? Like just salads and stuff like that. It's crazy. But I'm the same as you. I mean, like I have a lot of yogurt anyway, but my go-to is just like yogurt smoothie. I've been enjoying some eggs and stuff previously, but I'm like, I don't want to make it. I can't bother to cook. I don't want bacon. It's too warm. I was like, if someone gave me bacon, I'd probably be alright. But you just want something cold, don't you? It's crazy. Why does you're a nutrition man? Why does the heat do that? Like suppress appetite?
I've got no idea. Like genuinely, it's not something I've ever looked at, but I'm sure there must be a really simple explanation for it.
Because I can think it's like activity would drop, but obviously we wear activity trackers now, so mine hasn't.
I'll type it now. Have a little look. We all know that you can just type something to Google and find it. Okay, yeah, now it makes complete sense.
Yeah.
Makes complete sense. So it's because your body is trying to regulate body temperature, it cuts down on heat generating functions like digestion of food. Because obviously thermic effect of food. Like so it's probably also why the last thing you want to eat is fucking protein. I'm always like, I can't want to eat protein. But yeah, that makes sense. That obviously makes sense now when you think about it like that. So yeah.
Well, at least you learned one thing on the show today. Apart from you being sleepy. All right. With that bombshell, mate, should we end? Any other business?
Not from me.
No. Not from me, actually. No, we just got a lot more filming. Watch out for more hopefully September for a lot of shit from the PTC. If you want to become a PT, that is. It might be a worthwhile thing. You'll see my face a lot. That's good, right?
Sounds good. Yeah. Look forward to seeing that, mate. Yeah.
No,
I actually know some people are doing it. I think the PTC stuff right now. So
right now,
looking out for your face.
Right now is not with me. That's
not.
Yeah. I'm the new qualification. He is the old qualification. He will be gotten rid of as of the 1st of September, and I will replace him. Yeah. Yeah, there's a few people. I think one of your clients has done it. I think, but they'll be able to do my course afterwards. So, which is the bolt-on, the add-on, which might guarantee a job somewhere. What? Unreal. Yeah, true. All right, mate. Nice chatting to you.
Have a good one.
We will catch you next week.